In this video, we're going to be taking a look at how to create the back-to-back C's here in this design. Now, this is actually going to be used for a cheer design, and it's a design that must be pretty popular in the cheer world because I have had numerous requests for this same exact design. So I want to show you the design file that was sent to us by our Design of the Day customer. So she has a Design of the Day membership, and of course, as part of her membership, she has the use of EasyStone as well, and she's trying to stone out this design. And you can see some of the work that she's already done, and you can see it's okay, but it's not exactly spot on. And you can see here the spacing between stones is too much. Not really sure what to do here with the intersections. You can see here at the corners, not nice and sharp corners. So when you're creating a rhinestone design, sometimes if you go about it in a different way, you can actually create something quite easily. But when you're first starting out with doing rhinestone designs, you don't know every trick of the trade. So something that looks simple and basic like this really is until you actually go to do it, and then you get results that aren't exactly what you really want, and you're frustrated because the software, you can't just click a button and make it happen. But if you understand how the software thinks, then it's much easier to give the software what it needs to create a perfect, great looking design. So that's what we're going to show you here, is approaching this design in a little bit different way, taking advantage of the tools that exist in EasyStone to make this a really simple process. This design only takes really just a couple of minutes to achieve. So let me show you what we're going to do. The first thing that we need to do is take our bitmap reference image, come to our specialty tab and hit set size, and we'll click on either side. And let's set this to 3.5 inches. I really don't know what size the customer is looking for, but we'll set it to 3.5 inches. Now, I do know that she wants to create this with SS6 stones, so we'll go ahead and grab our ellipse tool here in CorelDRAW. We'll hold down the control key, which will constrain that to a perfect circle. All right, so you can see our circle is more or less the size of one of the C's. Now you can see our stone size is 2.6. So we're going to come here to the Stone Fill tab, and notice when we switch over to the Stone Fill tab, the stone size changed to 3.4. You can see here the offset for our island fill is set to 3.9. Well, if I right click on SS6, now you can see that the offset is 3.1. So it adds the stone size and the spacing and automatically configures that for you. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and offset. I think I'm just going to use 2 island fills. And you can see that how that is offset, right? Now what I need to do is I need to take a chunk out of this. So I'm going to grab my 2-point line tool here in CorelDRAW, draw a little line like so. All right? Now if I have my line selected and I hit my plus key, that's going to create a duplicate right on top of itself. Then I'm going to hold my shift key and grab one of my circles, and I'm going to mirror vertically. And if I go to my wireframe mode, now you can see this a little bit better. We have a straight line segment and a straight line segment. Now what I'm going to do here is grab my bitmap, come to the specialty tab, and lock that so I can't accidentally move it. So now I'm going to come to the editing tab, and I'm going to select both of my straight line segments. So I selected one, hold my shift key and select the other, and choose this option right here, Mark Cut Trim Object. Okay? And then I'm going to grab my Alt key with my pick tool, and because I'm holding my Alt key, I can just swipe. See that marquee? Because it's touching the 3 circles, it's going to pick up all 3 circles, and then I can choose the option to trim. So I'm going to trim objects. Now, we don't actually see anything happen, but if I grab my Alt key and swipe through them again, and then hit the Delete key on my keyboard, now you can see that we've cut right those 3 circles right up to that point. So now I'm going to select that straight line segment and this straight line segment as we no longer need it. So now what I want to do is I want to take these lines and I'm just going to mirror them. So I'm going to grab this control handle, hold my control key, and that will flip to a perfect proportion. Right click to make a duplicate, and so now I have these in reverse. So now I'm going to overlap them like this. All right, so now we have all these overlapping line segments. You can see here in wireframe mode how we have all those overlapping line segments. Well, we have a really neat function here inside EasyStone where we can take all those overlapping line segments and we can perform an intersection function. So what's going to happen is EasyStone is going to find all those intersecting points of all those lines. So that now when we go to add stones, I'm going to right click and switch over to hot pink stones and hit add stones. Now you can see we get a very perfect result. So let's go ahead and just drag this copy over here and we'll delete our paths. And now you can see we have a really nice result. Let's go ahead and check spacing because we will have some overlapping stones where all those lines and intersections happen. There are overlapping stones sitting right on top of one another. So check spacing. And that will get rid of all of our overlapping stones. And then we can just add a weed box. Then usually what I would do is I would go ahead, make a duplicate of the design right next to it, and go ahead and run a quick proof on that. And that's going to add our watermark, the design dimensions, as well as our stone count. And it's also going to do our simulation on the stones as well. So that's how it's all set up to work. Now you can see I don't have a watermark on this background, and that's because I don't have my watermark file set up. But if I did, then it would automatically add a watermark. Now to set up my watermark, all I would do is hold my shift key down and click on QP, and that would bring up my watermark form where I could tell it where to find my watermark. But so now you can see we have the back-to-back C. It's looking nice, perfect result, and it doesn't matter what size. The process, if we wanted this great big on a shirt, whatever, the process would be the same, but you can see all of our spacing and everything is really spot on. So hopefully that gives you a little bit more insight of how to look at a design a little bit differently, achieve the result that you want to achieve without going through all the work involved, and just think about how EasyStone needs the artwork to be in order to yield the best possible results. Thanks for watching.